Welcome back everyone, hope y'all doing well. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to use the RC charge into Electro Titan Smash. It is very consistent, it is very strong, and without further ado, let's jump into the army comp. This is the army that I've cooked. I'm going to cover the troops, the spells, the CC that I'm using, the siege machine, and the heroes. Let's jump into the troops. So I'm doing an RC charge just to do a little bit of setup. And then after, I'm going to use one ice golem for my main push, which is going to be for my Electro Titan Smash. And one can be used with the queen paired with the siege machine, the siege barrack basically. Then after, you're going to use 3 Coco Loons to check for any types of air traps, 5 healers to heal the pack, 2 wall breakers to open up the core or the compartments at the beginning, 4 E-Titans because they're going to be the star of the show. They're very powerful. They're pretty slow, but not that slow. They can clean up the base quite fast. I have 1 Apprentice Warden to boost the health for my troops. I have 3 Headhunters to deal for any types of enemy heroes. And then after, I just have cleanup. Basically 2 Archers, 3 Wizards, and 4 Minions. They'll help to clean up. It's going to be a very fast attack, very fast cleanup. And at the end, I have 1 Giant and 1 Druid, which they're going to be used for tanking and to heal the RC once she's get recalled. Now up to the spells, I have 5 invisibility spells and 1 recall for my RC charge. Then after, I'm going to have a skeleton spell and a free spell. Skeleton spell will be placed on front of the monolith or the geared up cannon. Some very heavy hitting defenses. So mitigating damage will be very useful and very important for your E-Titan. I have 1 free spell just in case I need to freeze anything. Let's say a single Inferno is trying to kill my king before he uses his ability, maybe on my Warden, maybe on one of my Electro Titans. It's a very good spell. I can even keep it near the end for my RC. And last but not least, I have a jump spell. It is going to be very crucial to have a jump spell because E-Titans are extremely slow at breaking walls. So a jump spell will be very important in this scenario. Now for the siege machine that I'm using, it's going to be the siege barrack. I'm going to pair it with the queen. They're going to funnel on the side, they're going to get a lot of value, and the compartment that haven't been destroyed yet is going to get destroyed with the CC, which I'm going to talk right now, which is 4 super minions, a balloon for testing any air traps, and a minion. I also have 1 skeleton spell just in case I need to place another one, and I have a rage spell to boost the healing and damage for your healers and your Electro Titans or your main push. The reason why I don't have a poison spell is because the aura of the Electro Titans is so good. It just kills any CC quite fast, and because they're very tanky, they're not going to lose that much health. And because you have healers under the rage gem and under the rage spell, they're not going to die as long as you keep focus on them and you invest the rage spell correctly. Now let's jump into the heroes. For my king, I've paired him with the Phoenix, the Earthquake Boots, and the Snake Bracelet. Because he's going to be at the core, I want him to open up the compartments inside. So either before you place your jump spell or after he jumps the jump spell. You don't want to use them at the same time or else you're going to lose value. So very important to alternate your jump spell and your Earthquake Boots. The Phoenix is just for him to revive and to get more value overall. Now, you might be thinking, why am I using the Snake Bracelet instead of the Spiky Ball? And yes, I could use the Spiky Ball, but I found that with the Snake Bracelet, it creates so much snakes that under the Eternal Tome, and let's say they're going on front because they're faster than the Electro Titans, they can actually tank for a little period of time, keeping your Electro Titans safe, especially during areas where there's a lot of heavy hitting defenses like the monolith or even the single Inferno Tower. So very good piece of equipment that synergizes very well for your Electro Titans. For the queen, very simple equipment. I pair her with the action figure and the mirror because she's going to walk on the side. She's going to get good value. Now, I've put Sneezy on her. You could put Sneezy, but honestly, I like the Frosty better because of the 3 Frost Mites that the new levels gave to Frosty, which is going to be very important to mitigate a lot of damage. So Sneezy or Frosty, I personally like Frosty better. Now, I believe in the example of the attack, I have used Sneezy, but honestly, the change is quite minor, to be honest. It's very niche, basically, but usually you want to run Frosty if he's level 15. If he's level 10, then maybe Sneezy could be a better idea. But honestly, both of those pets are very good. For the Warden, I've decided to pair him with the Rage Gem to boost the healing for the healers, as well as the damage for the Electro Titans and the main push, and the Eternal Toll to keep everyone safe and protected. I've paired him with the Mighty Yak because near the end, once your jump spell and your Earthquake Boost have been used, sometimes there could be some compartments still left that are closed, meaning that the Yak, if he's still alive, can destroy those compartment walls and everything can enter and destroy everything. So it's very good. It is a very important pet for those smash attacks, and especially especially let's say for the Super Yetis, you want to use this Mighty Yak. He's a very good pet for this scenario. And last but not least, I have the RC. I've paired her with the Spirit Fox, as well as the Haze Vial and the Electro Boots. I could easily use the Rocket Spear if I wanted. Honestly, I think that's going to be a good idea just to mitigate a lot of damage overall. But the Haze Spell can just accelerate a little bit the remaining defenses near the end, because you're going to deploy her pretty much near the end or to repath your Electro Titans near the core or to another compartment. That way it's going to accelerate your attack. But definitely you can use the Rocket Spear. I think both of the equipments are very solid. Now that was the army. Let's jump into planning. The setup is going to be very simple. So you need to find an area where you want to send your Electro Titans. So you want to create a good RC charge. Let's say I want to send my Electro Titans from the top right here, or well, for the bottom and the monolith compartments. Then I could either send my RC right here or right there. Because it's a symmetrical base, it doesn't really matter. Let's say I'm going to send my RC from the bottom right here, okay? So I'm going to take out this mortar. I'm going to take out those defenses. And hopefully this compartment is completely gone. You can also try and do or send Baby Dragon if you have one, or any type of cleaning troop to destroy this one, so that way your RC gets repathed inside. But it doesn't really matter as long as you create a good funnel right there. Now that being said, once that's done, then you want to send your army. So you can do a little bit of funnel, like send a wizard down there if you want, and then after, once the wizard has destroyed this building, now you can send your Electro Titans. Of course, open the wall first, that way they don't go outside just in case you send your wall breaker too late. Once you send your Electro Titans and all of your troops, like the balloons, the healers, your king, your warden, they're all going to path inside. And this is where you want to use a skeleton spell right here. It's going to be very useful. It's going to block the monolith shots, it's going to block the geared up defense, which is going to be very good mitigation damage. Now on the other side here, you want to send your siege barrack as well as your queen right here. That way they're going to path here, they're going to create a good funnel. The queen will be able to take down these defenses, and with the Frosty and the Frostmites, it's going to slow down the ricochet cannon, which is going to help protect your queen further. Then after, once the siege barrier gets destroyed, they can destroy this area right here. So they'll be able to create a better pathing for your for your queen, but most importantly for your Electro Titan and your main push. Now that they're going inside and this value has been completely destroyed, don't forget to also do a little bit of funnel right here so that your Electro Titans don't walk on the side. So maybe send just a wizard right there, going to destroy it. Then after your Electro Titans right here is going to go there, is going to path there and go inside. With your king, you can use your ability right here. I think that's going to be a very good idea. You have a lot of good value around. It's going to open up the compartment, the core, and everything can path inside and destroy pretty much everything. Once this is open, you can also put a jump spell right there, or maybe if you want, you can alternate it a little bit on the side right here. That way all your troops will be forced to go in that direction right here and eventually get the town hall. Now for your RC, you gotta decide, you gotta decide where you want to place her. You can place her either with the queen area or basically behind your troops. Since you have a Haze Vial, well, you can use the Rocket Spear, but since I'm using a Haze Vial, I'm more willing to send her right there. That way she's protected. You can send the druid with her right there and she's going to get healed. And then after, she can continue her pathing, she can destroy those buildings and create a better pathing for your Electro Titans, which all of them will come and close this compartment, completely destroying it. You can also send another skeleton spell if needed. You can also send a freeze spell right there, freeze everything. And then after, once all that area is gone, you can also use your RC ability to speed through those defenses and just completely destroy everything. And basically, you can send your minions right there. You can send your remaining wizards, your archers right there. And that's the attack. It's very simple. Really, real simple. Very fast, very consistent. One of the easiest smash attacks to use. Extremely powerful as well. It's just an RC charge to begin with. Then after, you want to send few funnel troops to create a funnel for your Electro Titans. Then after, you need to send your queen with the siege barrack on the side. Then after, you need to path your Electro Titans and your main push inside. You want to decide if you want to use your good boots first or the jump spell. And then you just have to use your Eternal Tome anywhere you want, basically. Like I'd say around this area where the tunnel is going to start shooting. I think that's a very good idea to use it. Or if the healers, let's say here, there's a lot of red bombs and your Cocoloon's already dead, so they cannot check this area, then it could be a very good idea to test this area or to use your Eternal Tome once the healer gets to this area and you see some red air bombs going off. But yeah, right here or right there, there, you want to use your Warden's Eternal Tome ability to keep everyone safe. And after, it's just a matter of recalling your RC, destroying a few buildings, joining the pack a little bit, then speed through the entire base, so going ahead of the pack, destroy all the defenses, and honestly, even if she dies, there's going to be few defenses left. Your Electro Titans will still be alive, at least few of them. It's going to be overkill. It's going to be a very fast attack. Well, fast attack. A moderately fast attack for an RC charge setup. You won't really time foul. It's going to be very rare that you're going to time foul. You have a lot of cleanup troops as well, so you should be fine. So that's the planning. Let's jump into the attack. Like always, I'm going to showcase the attack first at 1x speed without any commentary, and then after I'm going to review this attack more in detail. So if you want to skip this part, I'm going to put the timestamp where you can skip it, and without further ado, let's jump into the attack. So let's remind ourselves that we need to create an RC charge quite fast. Then after, we need to create a little bit of funnel for your troops, so clean up any trust buildings. Then after, send your siege barrack, your queen into one side. And then after, you can send all of your smash troops, your main push inside. Let's start it. Unfortunately, my fox died. For some reason, the fox wasn't in the invisibility spell, so that kind of sucks. You're going to lose a little bit of value, but it's not the end of the world as long as you save your RC ability and basically her once you recall her. So I send a wizard right here to clear off this gold mine. I also send my queen, the nice golem, and also the siege barrack to clear off those buildings, create a beautiful pathing for my E-Titans and my main push to go in the core, in the middle, sandwich between the value of the RC charge and potentially the value of the queen and the siege barracks with the super minions inside later on. I've decided that in this area I was taking a lot of damage. I could technically delay it a little bit, just a tiny bit more, my Eternal Tome, maybe once I reached the Monolith's range. Well, I was in the Monolith's range, but I could have waited until I was a little bit closer to the Town Hall. And then after, well, it's not that relevant, honestly. It's not too bad. I can use it right there. It's going to be fine. But right here, I decided to use my King's ability instead of using the jump spell, meaning that I can use the jump spell later on, like maybe in this area, to open up this compartment so that everyone can jump in and destroy and continue hit spatting. So everything is going good. The core is open. The snakes are taking some tanking. My king opened up the compartments. Everything is going well so far. And my super minions are doing some good cleanups on the top to help funnel my main push. Here I've used my rage spells so I can boost the damage for my main push as well as the healing for my healers. Then here I decided to send one giant to help to seek out any tanking if needed. And then after I recalled my RC into the play, and it's going to help path and clear off those buildings for my main push. Right here I sent a jump spell. I could have used it a little bit earlier, but better be late than sorry. But everything is going to path inside. Everything is good basically. Like I could have just put it a little bit earlier, but honestly, it doesn't really matter at this point. Everything was going on top, and then all was destroyed. They're going all into a clump and destroy the rest of the base quite fast. And just before I finish the attack, look at that. I still have my RC, my queen, my king, and my warden as well, all alive. Everything is alive, all my heroes are alive. This attack is extremely powerful. Yes, you can lose a little bit of firepower near the end, but thanks to the RC and her ability, you're just going to take back the space and everything's going to get destroyed very fast, as well as the cleanup, like you see the little minions right here. Even a super minion is still alive, which is pretty impressive. So that's the attack basically. Very simple, extremely fun attack, extremely powerful and consistent attack. You could almost say that it's almost as good as Root Riders in terms of consistency, or I mean in terms of being easy. It's a little bit more tricky than Root Riders to use, but it's still an extremely powerful attack where you can basically triple any types of bases. In conclusion, this attack is very fun. You get to use the Electro Titans, which is actually a troop that is not used that much in terms of a main troop for a main push or for a smash attack. So it's a good breath of fresh air to finally use a new type of very powerful smash attack with an uncommon troop. That being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like this type of content with all the complete guides where we're going in depth, then make sure to like and subscribe. I have plenty of other guides available. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next guide.